I want to be very clear. This convoy and the convoy protests are harassing, intimidating people. I want to talk about the impacts and then the complete lack of leadership at the federal level to deal with this. I also want to talk about what's happened over the past weekend in Ottawa. I think it's no surprise that I say this to you, but it is completely wrong that the war memorial, the tomb of the unknown soldier, were desecrated. That is completely wrong. It is completely wrong that Terry Fox's memorial was also vandalized.
Here's a picture taken in the first hours after Freedom Convoy arrived in Ottawa for what would turn out to be a prolonged blockade. That's Canadian hero Terry Fox bedecked in anti-mandate paraphernalia, a mandate freedom sign and an upside-down Canadian flag, the symbol of Freedom Convoy. People flipped out over this picture. You had no less than 10 separate condemnations in the House of Commons and in parliamentary committees from Liberals, NDP, and Conservatives. Waves of news stories. The Ottawa Mayor dispatched city crews to clean the statue immediately. And then this happened. This was posted by the Palestinian Youth Movement, a group that has been behind most of the anti-Israel rallies to hit Canadian streets since the October 7th massacres, and a group that has been pretty open about praising Hamas terrorism and calling for Israel's violent destruction. There has not been nationwide institutionalized outrage over this.
These are working class people that are directly being hurt by these convoy people. Many small businesses have been forced to shut down in the Ottawa downtown core. They cannot open. One of the things that has come up is that this shows that police do know how to de-escalate. I mean, these is a convoy that is shut down businesses, shut down small businesses, harassed people. They've had heinous actions. They have defaced or they've desecrated the war memorial and the tomb of the unknown soldier. They've vandalized the Terry Fox monument. They've done some pretty horrible things. And the police have shown some restraint and de-escalation that many racialized people wish were shown to them and their families and their loved ones. So it's shown that there is de-escalation is possible, but a lot of questions are rising. Why now and not in so many other circumstances? At the end of the day, I know a lot of people in Ottawa are deeply frustrated. I've spoken to people that are feeling the impact on their lives, the fact that they're afraid to leave their homes, the fact that they're getting harassed if they're wearing a mask on the street. And some of these people are harassing people just walking down the street who happen to be wearing masks.
I wanted to, sort of clarify your stance on the language surrounding this protest. Some have referred to it as an occupation, insurrection. There's a lot of different terminology flying around. How do you characterize it?
It's wrong. What's clear, what they're doing, this is not a normal protest. There have been many protests that have happened at Ottawa. I've been a part of protests in the past. You raise a grievance with a decision the government's made. If they're cutting housing or if they're making a bad decision that hurts people, people come together and say, hey, stop making this bad decision.
If they ever come up with a strain called Orange Kush, side effects include a surge in appetite for social justice.
I'd think about it. Families have been told, stay home.
Jesus was Palestinian!
Jesus was Palestinian!
Jesus was Palestinian!
Jesus was Palestinian!
So all of this is deeply concerning, and the police should not be allowing a situation where people don't feel safe, where people are stuck in their homes, kids can't go to school, businesses can't reopen. That is just an untenable situation that cannot continue.
You come near me, I'll put you lay down on the floor. I'll lay you sleep. I'll put you 6 feet deep. I'll put you 6 feet deep.
And I faced a lot of racism in my life, and I can be honest with you, I fought back when I faced racism. I fought back with my fists. I fought back with my fists. My fists.
Retail giants. Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
stupid. You know, as the mayor from BC said, I thought it was reprehensible that people were putting anti-mask signs and upside-down Canadian flags at the Terry Fox statue. We have video of people dancing on the grave of the unknown soldier. We had to tow people away who were parked at the National War Monument. This kind of behavior sets back any positive movements or support that this rally might have.
That's very important, very legitimate, and a vibrant part of our democracy. In those cases, you're directing people direct their concern towards the people who've made a decision, and you're concerned about a specific decision. You focus on that decision, or you focus on a policy, and you raise concerns with the government. What's happening in these convoys is they're actually hurting people. They're targeting people. That I disagree with regularly. It is something that we should do. We should hear from people that we don't agree with. And that's an important thing to do. Hearing different viewpoints, opposing viewpoints is a part of our democracy. And everyone should be open-minded enough to meet with someone that they don't agree with.
I am not a convoy organizer. My name is James Topp. I am a soldier. I'm a Canadian citizen. I am a taxpayer. I'm a voter. I reached out to every single member of Parliament, including Mr. Singh. I wish that he would honor his statement when he says that he's willing to sit down and speak to those people, even those that he disagrees with. Mr. Singh, here I am. I am not with the convoy.
And to me, it is completely inexcusable. I have no idea how the prime minister of this country can sit back and let this happen. The prime minister of a G7 nation can't solve this. The prime minister of one of the wealthiest countries in the world can't make sure people are safe in the nation's capital, can't make sure people don't feel abandoned, can't make sure that our borders are open. And there's disputes by the prime minister and the Liberal government federally about who is responsible for the border. Pretty sure the border of a country falls squarely in the responsibility of the federal government. And either way, in a crisis, people don't want to hear the excuse of jurisdiction. People are fed up, and we need to immediately see leadership to fix this, to solve this, to protect people, because this convoy is harassing and intimidating people. They're targeting people, and it has to end. Cannot go on any longer. This must end. And
whether it's federal, whether it's provincial, we can say if we want to have a conversation, the police are independent, but these are the suggestions. We want to have the Prime Minister meet, we want to have conversations, and to do that in good faith, the police can make a decision to step down. I think that's the right thing for them to do. If they made that decision, it would help in facilitating a conversation. Now, the ability for the government to direct that is limited, but it's something that I'm putting out as a solution. These are the 3 steps that can be taken that would help de-escalate the situation.
Right now, the fact that this border has been stopped severely impacts the region, Windsor, and the entire country, frankly, for the amount of goods coming in. And now auto plants are having to shut down. That means workers cannot work because of what's going on.
In this discussion, my focus is on Canadians who are being impacted by this disruption in service and rail. You know, people who work in factories and parts can't get delivered and they're going to get laid off their jobs. People who work in the transportation industry. That's where our focus is.